Welcome back to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, and push that bell notification so you can always be notified for when I drop a video or go live. All right, Vision fam, let's talk. Let's talk. Real talk. Let's be honest. Let's not be biased. Let's just be honest here. And I want y'all to put down in the comments your honest thoughts about this. Are we being too hard on Stephanie White? Does Stephanie White deserve more grace and time? Or is she just a fraud of a coach? Like, let's be honest. Let's put everything on the table here. Let's put the good, the bad, and the ugly on the table here when it comes to Stephanie White. I want y'all to put down in the comments, man. Do y'all feel like Stephanie White has done a good job, bad job, okay? Like, let's really talk about it. So, before we get to the negative, I will say, here are some of the positives that I have seen Stephanie White do. I do feel like off the rip, our defense is better than it was last year with Christy Sides. I have to be honest about that. Now, maybe the defense really isn't better. We're just playing super slow or something. I don't know. But to me, the defense does look better. Okay, so check. I'll give her that. Another thing, I do like some of the small adjustments I have seen her make, and I was very critical of her and for her lack of adjustments. One of the adjustments I saw that I called out before she even did it was, I said, hey, you cannot continue to start DeWanna Bonner at the 3. We are way too slow. At this age, she cannot keep up with wings in the W, especially in the starting lineup. And you can't play DeWanna Bonner next to Natasha Howard. I said that the following game, DeWanna Bonner was coming off the bench. Lexi Hall was inserted into the starting lineup. I also said DeWanna Bonner does not need to play the 3 at all. She needs to play backup 4, small ball 4, because she's thin, but that's where she can help us. And that is an adjustment that Stephanie White did make. I also like the adjustment of, hey, at first, when we came into the season, DeWanna Bonner and Sophie Cunningham was ahead of Lexi Hall. I like the adjustment she made. Granted, Sophie has been hurt, but she's made the adjustment of saying, we have to lean on Lexi. I see why they was leaning on her last year, because all that she provides. So those are a couple of adjustments that I have liked. I also have liked the fact, I'm going to be honest, bro, that's really it. That's really it. Like, bringing DeWanna Bonner off the bench to play the 4 and, like, letting Lexi Hall, like, rock out the whole game, basically. Those are really the only adjustments I've seen. And I do like the fact, I also said that before, after the last game, I said, yo, you need to dumb it down. You need to simplify this offense so people can play faster and not be thinking. And then in the press conference, everybody said, yeah, we're just hesitant. We're overthinking, da-da-da-da. Exactly what I was saying. That's why everybody's playing so slow. Granted, we got older, and I think we just are a slower team at this point, especially without Caitlin Clark pushing the ball. We did play faster with Ari McDonald, but that was another adjustment. Simplifying things, eliminating some of these actions that got people overthinking, simplifying it, allowing people to just hoop and play faster. So those are 3 things. I'll give her those 3 things. Those are 3 things. Now, we're going to get into the things we don't like. And I know everybody, look, I know y'all going to put down in the comments all the stuff y'all don't like. If I miss something, put it in the comments. Listen, what I have not liked, I do not like the fact that we are playing so slow. We had 4 fast break points in 2 games total. Like 4 total fast break points in 2 games. We went from the fastest team in the league to the second slowest team in the league. I hate that. I do not like that. I do not like the fact that she's been trying to consciously make the decision to take the ball out of Caitlin Clark's hands, the best playmaker in the league, the best point guard in the league, might be the best player in the league, the GOAT. You're taking it out of her hands to put it in other people's hands who aren't great playmakers, don't play with great pace, and can't pass and score like her. Why will we have the best point guard in the game and take her off the ball? I did not like that. I do not like the fact that it seems now the motion offense can be okay to keep movement, but I don't like the fact that it's kind of like a free-for-all. I don't like free-for-all motion offense. There needs to be a pecking order in offense. CC, AB, Kelsey. There needs to be a pecking order. It's too many people. To me, it looked like too many people with free reigns to do anything. Okay, I'm going to, Dewana Bonner, Caitlin Clark, we got the rebound. I got the rebound. I'm not going to outlet it to Caitlin Clark. I'm going to bring it up myself. I don't like all of that. I don't like that. We need structure and a pecking order. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you are playing just this free-flowing motion offense, there can be no pecking order sometimes. It's just a free-for-all. Whatever's there at the moment you feel, and I don't like that. Because you allow the defense to dictate who you're going to have making plays. I don't like that. So I'm not feeling the motion offense. I'm not feeling her us being a slow team. I'm not feeling her taking the ball out of Caitlin Clark's hand. Another thing I do not like, I don't like the fact that Bree Turner is still, even though it was only 2 minutes, I don't like the fact that Bree Turner is still getting minutes. I feel like we got a young dog with potential in Michaela Timson, and I would rather her get those 3 and 4 minutes that Bree Turner is getting, and maybe she can grow. You got to remember, we don't have a bunch of people under contract going forward. We're going to need Michaela Timson to develop. I would rather her get those handful of minutes that Bree Turner is getting. Bree Turner ain't really bringing us nothing. You know, Michaela Timson is big. She's athletic. She can run. She can finish around the basket. She can guard. I'd rather have her young athleticism on display over Bree Turner getting in these games. The second thing, another thing I don't like the fact that you seem to get in these press conferences and say things and then do the complete opposite when the games show up. At least with Christy Sides, I felt like the things she said in the press conferences, post-game and all that, and in practice, she actually tried during the games. She actually tried. I feel like you just say what we want to hear as fans and then do whatever the hell you want to do. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. It feels like a lack of transparency for me. You know what I mean? Another thing I don't like the decision. I don't like the decisions you made as far as Sydney Coulston at the backup point guard. I don't like that. And this is going to show me something because Ari McDonald brought something that no other guard, not named Caitlin Clark, brought to this game, which was playmaking and being able to keep it up tempo. Kelsey Mitchell plays fast, but she can't play make for other people. She just run around fast. This is going to show me, is your ego going to allow you to not release Coulston or Bree Turner so that we can keep Ari McDonald as a backup point guard? Or are you just going to be like, nah, we appreciate your services, but we're just going to stick with what we started with? And it's obvious this depth that you thought we have isn't as great as you think or thought. So those are just some of the things that I don't like. I also don't like the fact that you don't seem to be able to do anything offensively to make sure your best player is involved, i.e. taking a ball out of Caitlin Clark's hands when her and AB two-man game is the best thing we have in the ball screen action. Now Caitlin Clark's out. Aaliyah Boston's getting 5 and 6 shots. You can't even create something that like mandates her to get shots. Like it's like I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's like you cannot come up with something to make sure that she's constantly involved in the offense. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It's bad. It's really bad. And there's a bunch more, but I'm going to leave it on this. The fact that this team comes out flat and is losing early in games, they come out flat and lackadaisical every single game. It's almost like you never have them hyped and energized and ready to come out and play and compete at a high level. That says something about you not having your group ready, to me. Now, those are some of the negatives from my lens. From my lens. Put down in the comments what y'all think. Also, let's take this into consideration because I saw somebody say this. They said, Stephanie White is having to navigate through an injury to Caitlin Clark, trying to manage the ego of Natasha Howard, who isn't a good fit next to Aaliyah Boston. And players have egos. So those are two things she's having to navigate. She's also having to deal with the fact that Dewana Bonner is aged right in front of her face. Dewana Bonner is on her way out. Okay? She's having to navigate a Sophie Cunningham injury. She's having to navigate Sydney Coulston and Bree Turner not being very good basketball players. So take those things into consideration when y'all say she's either a good coach, bad coach, somewhere in the middle, she's a fraud. Are we being too hard? Have we been too hard as fans on Stephanie White? Put down in the comments what you think about the job that Stephanie White has been doing, all things considered. The Caitlin Clark injury, the Sophie Cunningham injury, a new group, everything. Take all things into consideration and give me your honest take and honest opinion on what type of job you feel Stephanie White has done up to this point. All right, that is what I want to know because I'm seeing people saying, yo, we being too hard on her. We need to give her more grace. I'm seeing a lot of different things. So I want to know what the people think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, turn on that bell notification.